Hello, everyone. Brady, Charlie, Garriert. We are here talking Fastlane predictions as well as some of the recent social media things that have been going around, releases. It's a weird time, but a fun time in wrestling right now, as we've talked about on past weeks. With everyone requesting releases, some are being granted, some are not, and then maybe Ronda Rousey not really knowing how to navigate social media. So let's start with that, guys. Charlie, this week on Twitter, Ronda Rousey started using what people would say shoot names, calling Becky Lynch Rebecca Quinn on Twitter, and apparently that didn't go over very well in the locker room. But then we saw Triple H kind of do that in a promo, calling Batista Dave.
Yeah.
Do you think that this was a means of Triple H trying to kind of suppress it so that not as much heat would be on Ronda? And do you like what Ronda and Becky had as far as an exchange on Twitter?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely felt like Triple H and even the SNL thing later on Raw, they were almost trying to cover Ronda in that aspect. I definitely see that for sure. I think it's a different route to go. I think they're trying to build some steam back that they kind of lost a little bit in the past couple weeks, and maybe Kofi kind of picked up that steam. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens because they got what, 7 weeks? No, that was what it was till Avengers. What, 4 weeks till WrestleMania?
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll see what they can do.
Yeah, Garrett, do you think? I mean, this new persona that Ronda Rousey has of like basically she's bigger than the company. Do you think that WWE is going to succeed in selling Ronda as a heel? Seeing as though we've had multiple reports that she's done after Mania, do you think this is a way for them to make Becky seem more like a face or Ronda as a face? It's very weird.
Well, and it's funny too because Charlotte is clearly the heel in this feud,
Yeah.
which is on purpose so that you don't have heat on either of these girls. But eventually, it just got too much. You know, Ronda is kind of a heat magnet anyway, so I mean. Just in general, I feel like she kind of puts people off a lot of times with her personality. Like if you ever listen to interviews with her, you know, and that's fine. You can be an off-putting person, but the interesting the Twitter exchange wasn't the interesting thing to me. The interesting thing was the video. Have you seen the video of her, Brady?
No, I heard about it, but I have not.
Yeah. So just for anyone that hasn't, more or less, it's like, I don't know, it's a couple minutes long. I mean, it's a full vlog, but the clip we're specifically referring to is a couple minutes long, and she, you know, drops, you know, some, I want to say F-bombs, but it's not like the swear word, you know, like a bunch of fake words, you know, a bunch of words saying things for fake and swearing, and, you know, and it's like, it really doesn't, it's not a good optic for her if she ever decides to want to do anything else. And it's really disrespectful to the business as a whole. I mean, imagine if she said, like, I'm sure the Undertaker saw that video. You know, like, what does that make you look like to that guy? I know she doesn't care, obviously, but still.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious she must have had the green light from the company to make that, but, geez, that's iffy. All right, next thing going on, Tommaso Ciampa is out. Kind of, they're not sure exactly how long with an injury. God, he's having such a hard time staying healthy, and at this point, having 2 major injuries, it's going to be hard to tell if Vince McMahon will trust him. And I think that if Vince McMahon just body type, mic work, stuff like that, if he were looking at between Gargano and Ciampa on who he would attach a mid-card title to right now on the main roster, I think he would have said Ciampa. Charlie, do you think this hurts? It obviously hurts Tommaso Ciampa and his longevity and how much the company can quote unquote trust him. But how much does this hurt Johnny Gargano for the near future?
Well, I guess we'll see how much it really hurts him based on what he does with the title, like the NXT Championship.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things you hear about people with injury history all the time. Same thing, people that have a history of injuring others. It's just very odd. But yeah, Garrett, what do you think about the Ciampa injury?
Yeah, it really sucks, you know, because Tommaso's so hot right now, and he's been like on top of the heel side of the WWE since basically he turned heel. What was like 2 years ago, basically, you know, like so. you know, and it really does. The thing we haven't touched on that it really kind of sucks is that this storyline was at its last phase. I mean, we were going to see what this came out to be. They were already planting the seeds for this giant, massive, what I'm assuming would have been the main event of TakeOver New York. You know,
Yeah.
like blow off to this feud, you know, probably involving everything, you know, and probably involving a return to the face turn for Johnny is what I'm assuming. But now they're just going to have to turn him back naturally. And it's just unfortunate for him because that was going to be such a great spot for him once they hit the main roster, like officially after Mania.
One thing that will be interesting, and make sure you follow us on Twitter, quick plug, at Visoki Tweets, because Charlie and I will be at the next section of tapings coming up for NXT in a couple weeks here, or what, a week, Charlie?
Yeah, Wednesday.
So next Wednesday, we'll be at the next segment of tapings. And so that's going to be the first setup to take over New York as far as what we're doing for the NXT title picture. So I'll be live tweeting some spoilers on there. If you're one that likes to follow as they're going, I'll be tweeting out exclusive stuff straight from the Performance Center before any of the other big people can get to it, because I'll be right there in the seats. So make sure you follow our Twitter. And then the last thing I want to talk about, Gallows and Anderson, the club, they've been granted their release from the company. Are they leaving right away? I think they are, right? They're basically out. Like, I don't even think WWE's really using them. So basically, Gallows and Anderson are on their way out. This is not a shocker, really, to anyone. The only thing that I think would be shocking is if Finn Balor or AJ Styles were to leave with them and go to AEW and kind of reunite the band. I think that would be massive. For now, Garrett, what do you think Gallows and Anderson's value is on the open market? Do you think it's been devalued to the point where people just don't care anymore, or do you think they can get to where they were in New Japan pre-WWE?
I actually think they're in a really interesting position where they weren't over or underbooked, really. They were kind of just booked enough when they first got there that they were relevant, and so people know their names on a general basis in wrestling now. However, I think they're already huge on the indie scene. I mean, they had great runs going long before they ever got to the WWE. So I think their value may have been diminished slightly, but I don't think that's going to matter if they go to AEW because the Bucks and Cody are going to treat them nice. I mean, they're friends, you know what I mean? Worked together for years, literally. So, but what it could serve as if they leave on good terms is like kind of like a gap bridging thing if they ever want to try and squash this war that's obviously going to come out in the booking here soon, you know? Because I think everyone else that's pretty much announced they're leaving has left with bad terms. I haven't heard anything negative about this one other than they weren't really used.
Yeah, I think it was one of those situations where WWE already made the special, it came to an agreement with the Revival and gave them special preferential treatment to put the titles on them. You know, they said, give us 3 months and we'll change it. Gallows and Anderson, I don't think WWE is willing to do big things like that. But Charlie, when it comes to Gallows and Anderson, if they were to go to AEW, chances are, now this is just an assumption because WWE has been reportedly doing this with all the people that they've been releasing recently, where they have a no wrestle contract through WrestleMania weekend. Do you think that if they go to AEW, it would be a good fit? They do wrestle a way different style than a lot of the other, typical quote unquote indie guys that AEW seems to have right now.
Yeah, I bet they'd try and get the Chris Jericho deal where Chris Jericho can still wrestle in New Japan. So I bet they'd try and do that because New Japan could definitely use them. That's for sure. So, yeah, I mean, I think they'll be all right because I don't think they're going to have an issue.
Now, we're about 2 months out, and we're about to get to our Fastlane predictions, but we're about 2 months out from AEW kind of really picking up the steam. This has all happened so fast. Do you guys think, and Charlie, I'll start with you, do you think that New Japan deciding to sign the exclusive agreement with Ring of Honor instead of AEW, do you think that was a mistake pairing with them? At this point in time, do you see it as a mistake or no?
No, because I think both that really helps Ring of Honor. And Ring of Honor has some really good people. And we can see it, they're starting to use them well because just another little news thing. So for their G1 Supercar, which is running Madison Square Garden WrestleMania weekend, Ring of Honor is already – they know what they're doing because they're putting Bandito in the biggest spot he could probably be in is for that junior that New Japan Junior Heavyweight title.
IWGP Junior Heavyweight.
Yeah, so they're putting Bandito for that title, and Bandito's one of those guys that every single company wanted. You know, WWE wanted him in January.
Yeah.
So I think they're playing it smart, doing what they can between the two. I don't know how long's left on that deal with the two.
Really quickly, Bandito was at All In, wasn't he?
Yes.
He was in that Lucha tag match where like the triple threat, or not triple threat, 6-man or something like that.
Yeah, it's one of those things that's kind of known as soon as Ricochet left, Bandito came on, and it was like,
this is the guy.
Exactly.
The next super flippy guy, okay.
Yeah. All right, so let's go to Fastlane. We have 2 matches scheduled for kickoff, one of which was just kind of thrown together. We had the mini League of Nations, Rusev and Shinsuke Nakamura, going against 2/3 of the New Day in Big E and Xavier Woods. Garrett, who do you see winning this, and do you think this is going to be anything other than an excuse to talk about Kofi Kingston for 15 minutes?
I mean, you know, the funny thing about these kinds of matches on the pre-show is they literally don't see the light of day ever, so they can just, and they've done this before where there's just a random result that makes no sense. I think they're trying to give Rusev and Nakamura a little bit of a push, but I don't know. I have no idea what's going on here, to be honest.
So who's winning, Garrett?
Sure. I'll just take the wild white Rusev Nakamura.
Charlie?
New Day wins in 3 minutes.
Yeah, I think New Day wins, and I think hopefully Shinsuke turns back face.
Dude, yes, that's 100%.
That's hopefully what happens. That Shinsuke gives a nice Kinshasa to Rusev. Throw them on the WrestleMania pre-show. Why not?
Full disclosure, I have not been paying attention to this storyline at all, so I have no idea.
There is no storyline to follow. Basically, the New Day are salty because Kofi didn't get a title shot, and Rusev and Shinsuke are all of a sudden friends. And they said, well, we have a face team and a heel team and a spot on the kickoff show. Let's chuck them on there.
2 matches on an hour pre-show. I mean, these are going to be short. I
They
don't know.
usually end up cutting one on that short.
Well, one of them that honestly is probably going to be the best match of the night, and it's on the kickoff show. Andrade versus Rey Mysterio, which hopefully keeps running all the way through Mania, in my opinion. I think I'm going to take Andrade here in dominant fashion. I hope that he comes out, Zelina gets way too involved, and this leads to maybe something cool like a steel cage match or something at Mania between the two. I think that would be cool because Rey Mysterio can be a little more hardcore than most people give him credit for. So I would like these two to have some sort of special stipulation at WrestleMania, and I don't think they need a title between the two. So I'm going to take Andrade here and hopefully Mysterio going over at Mania. Garrett?
Yeah, I'm taking Andrade as well. I think, and I've been saying this for forever, and I don't know if this is true, so don't hold me to this, but my assumption is that whoever comes out in this feud is either going to get the next mid card or the next, upper level title shot. Well, since we have a heel in the mid card right now, I'm guessing. Well, there's heels everywhere. There's heels everywhere. Michael, no, but anyway, yeah, no. I mean, are there any face champions right now besides Finn? Wow. Anyway, but yeah. Bailey and Banks. Okay, but yeah, no, yeah, definitely Andrade. I don't know why. Just
because why not, Charlie?
Yeah, I think Mysterio wins, and you keep this one going by Andrade. Then, doing some crazy stuff to him.
They've currently met. They've met 5 times on TV, 2 wins apiece and a draw. So they wanted to go the complete even. They could have another draw and at Mania kind of be the rubber match. Hopefully they just do something with it. The feud needs something because they might be they're 2 of the top 5 wrestlers in the company right now with the matches they've been putting on just with each other. It's great.
Oh, yeah.
We've got Asuka versus Mandy Rose for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Asuka wins in 5 minutes. Charlie.
Yeah, I think Asuka wins. I'd be crazy though, man, if they pulled this change here.
Garrett.
Yeah, so I actually think if Mandy's been working really hard with Asuka, that this will be a good match, surprisingly. But we haven't seen Mandy in like a long-term match outside of the chamber. However, I don't think that means Mandy's going to win. I still think Asuka's retaining here because I think if for some reason they try and pull the plug on this Becky thing, which I don't think they will at this point, I think they're already too far deep in. But if they were that foolish, they could still put her against Asuka, which would be dumb because she lost twice. But whatever, who knows?
All right, so my pick for match of the night, because they're not going to give Rey and Andrade as much time as I think, and it's on the pre-show. So, triple threat tag match for the Raw Tag Team Championships. You've got the Revival defending against Bobby Roode and Chad Gable, and Aleister Black and Ricochet. So this match should be really, really fun. I'm excited for this. Charlie, who wins, and how does this set up for Mania for the title?
I really hope they just let this one open the show and go a solid minute. I'm with you. I think the Revival win, and I'm going to say they pin Bobby Roode.
Okay. Garrett?
I'm going to say, man, the problem with triple threats is it's really hard to get DQ'd in a triple threat. So, I don't think you can.
I don't think so.
I mean, I think you can get I think the match can be thrown out for injury still, but it's not really a DQ. It's still like a decision at that point. Anyway, I think, yeah, I definitely don't think Black and Ricochet are eating the pin here, but I do think the Revival do retain, so you can keep them a little bit longer.
Yeah, I think you have to keep it on the Revival, and I don't know who they face at Mania. I mean, who knows? Maybe the Hardys. I take the Hardys versus the Revival right now.
I think that's what they're running with the Usos.
Or Usos. Yeah, that would be cool.
It honestly looks like on TV, it looks like it's going to be heavy machinery. If you go based off what they're doing on TV.
That's true, yeah.
God, what if
they make all of their spots in one match, so, you know.
If they had heavy machinery come out and crush the Revival at Mania, though, that would not be good. But,
dude, the Does did all his spots in one match. It means they're getting a push.
It would be so cool if the Authors of Pain were healthy right now and they've just been keeping it a secret, and Authors of Pain and Revival ran it back at Mania for the main roster titles.
That'd be great.
I'd be so happy. So we all had Revival?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Usos versus McMahon and Miz. I think I have to have the Usos retaining here. And I have to think McMahon and Miz is setting up as a match for Mania. That's mainly the only reason. I don't think that they do. I don't think they have the titles on it and then have, tag team partners against each other at Mania. So I feel like they have to go that way. Garrett?
Yeah, pardon the pun, but barring any outside activities where Jimmy or Jay get arrested, I think they will retain because I can't see them surviving another incident. However, because think about it, what happened on SmackDown this week? Naomi got buried in literally 30 seconds by Mandy Rose and took it like a champ. I'll give her that gracefully, but it was brutal.
Charlie?
Yeah, I saw something saying that match was cut short. Who knows how much it really was. Yeah, Usos. I'm with you, man. I feel like Miz and Shane's one of those solo matches we're getting. So,
all right, now we're on to the Women's Tag Team Championship. Bayley and Sasha versus Nia Jax and Tamina.
God.
I know this sounds really stupid. I'll go first with this one, but something tells me that they just want Sasha and Bayley to not only be the first champions, but they want them to win the titles back at Mania. So I think they're going to flip it here and run the match back at Mania, and Sasha and Bayley are going to win it back. Charlie?
I really hope that they've moved on from this. Let's just have Sasha lose it in one defense.
I know.
So I'm really hoping that they don't have her lose it here, just because also no one really cares about Nia and Tamina. I mean, at the end of the day, they just haven't built enough steam in themselves to get people to care about them.
But they're big, so they're always seen as credible.
Yeah, I mean, they almost have I don't know. Nia almost has go away heat, kind of like Baron Corbin, where it's not a good thing. So I'm just gonna say maybe they know that the Boston Hug Connection should be champions at Mania, so I'm gonna go with them.
Garrett?
Yeah, I just purely because I know the way WWE's been booking lately, and I think it'd be hilarious to see a paradox where on NXT Weekly Television you have Bayley and Banks defending the titles, while they're also simultaneously not the champions on Raw. I just think that would be hilarious, and it's so WWE right now, the way they're booking frantically for this Mania.
You know what's really WWE right now, and I feel like they might do it? Have Sasha and Bayley retain and then lose the titles to Trish Stratus and Lita at Mania.
Were they there probably once a month, if that, with the belts?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I saw a rumor that they were thinking about it. I'm like, please don't.
I think that there's a really good chance that's the match, but I don't think.
Not that them as champs though. Oof.
All right, we got Daniel Bryan versus the everyday man, Kevin Owens, for the WWE Championship. Call me crazy, but I think Kevin Owens is going to win. Garrett.
I mean that's a possibility. I still think if they're still going with Kofi Bryan, then I mean I could totally see that happening, which would suggest that Bryan would retain. So that's what I'm going with.
Yeah, Charlie.
Oh man, it's so hard. I want Kevin to win, but I think Daniel retains. But that's Kevin losing his first.
I know. I feel like there's always one shocking thing that we think's not going to happen, and then it happens. So that's the only reason why I'm taking.
We're in a bizarro world, man. Kevin Owens is the face, and Daniel Bryan is the heel in this feud.
I know.
It almost looks like it's setting up a triple threat, so you could go either way.
And you know what's weird too about this match in particular, about the Daniel Bryan thing, is that WWE, you know how once a month, right before the pay-per-views, they always post like a free match, like they'll post a full match from years ago.
Yeah.
And this week, the free match that they posted was Daniel Bryan winning the title at WrestleMania 30 against Randy Orton and Batista as a super over baby face, the biggest baby face we've had in the past 10 years. Like, it's so weird. But
that's true.
Whatever. Charlotte versus Becky. Becky trying to fight to get back in the match in which she won the right to get into by winning the Royal Rumble, a match in which she wasn't supposed to be in. There's a lot going on here, but I don't know. Garrett.
Yeah, so I really hate stipulation main events because it's look, you know, I get it, you're trying to add, but this is such an overbooked storyline at this point, right? Like
absolutely. Like
they just needed to just let it sit for a while and build and just kind of let them build promos on each other, and all the stuff that they're doing now would have been great if they hadn't done they're trying everything. This is like the shotgun. I'm going to call it the spaghetti shotgun. They're shooting a shotgun of spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks. That's a new version of that quote. All right. Yeah. I think obviously Becky has to win, right?
God. Yeah. Hey man, they might do something to keep the storyline going.
It's true.
Charlie?
Hey man, I saw this column. It was like what we wanted, Becky versus Ronda. What we got, it was just a list of crap. And it's like, it's so true.
They just didn't even need to touch it. They should have just booked it and just not touched it.
It was
right, they're making reasons for them to fight when they have a Royal Rumble win.
It was like an easy 4 or 5 week storyline that they had to make 10 weeks, and they went crazy. They went so crazy. Becky has lost steam.
Yeah,
it's crazy, man. I don't even know. I hope this doesn't main event. I hope the WWE Championship does. But yeah, Becky wins. I mean, she's still gonna be a hobgoblin, like limping around.
Dude, hobgoblin, telling you.
It's a great comic book character.
Dude, hobgoblin, man. There's no way Becky doesn't win here. Like, she has to. It should be the other way around, though. It should be that Charlotte has to win to be a triple threat. Then we would say, oh my God, this is a toss-up.
Yeah, literally the storyline going into this match. Let's just review for people that don't know. The storyline is that Becky was so injured that she could not be in this match. So in order to win her way into the WrestleMania main event, presumably the main event, the WrestleMania match, she has to beat someone who was added to the match because she was taken out because she wouldn't go get viewed for this injury. This is so way deep at this point. Like, this is like comic book levels of storyline at this point.
It's really stupid. Becky lost her match for the title at Royal Rumble, then came back, wasn't supposed to be in the match, won the Royal Rumble as a entrant that wasn't supposed to be in the match. So therefore, is the Royal Rumble legitimate or not? They said yes, she gets her pick at the title. And then she got suspended, but the suspension was rescinded, so therefore she should still get her match, but she doesn't. Now she has to fight for it. It's really stupid. But, all right, then we have the Shield. It's being marked as one last time. The Shield versus Drew McIntyre, Baron Corbin, Bobby Lashley. Charlie, start us off.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of excited for this match. I hope the Shield win. If not, I think Ambrose takes the pin if they lose, because I'm just kind of thinking. But yeah, I hope they win. This is a good match between the Rumble and Mania. It gets all those guys involved, and it's honestly been a pretty interesting thing to follow.
Garrett?
Yeah, I think if this continues, we're just going to see Baron Corbin get more heat for talking crap about Roman Reigns' leukemia, and which is, the best kind of heat, obviously. I just want to see everybody in this match do well, especially Dean, because he's on his way out, and they're really just giving him the ringer right now. So yeah, Shield.
Shout out to Damien in the chat. He says, I've been waiting for this. Appreciate it. All right. You guys both took the Shield, right?
Yeah.
I think, God, maybe I'm just in the mood for swerves. I think, look, Rollins is already locked up for his match against Brock. We don't know what Roman Reigns is doing. And I think, this is me being optimistic. I'm hoping that Roman being back has persuaded Dean. There was supposedly a backdoor meeting that was supposed to be scheduled for them trying to convince Dean to stay after WrestleMania, and he's still on the fence. I'm hoping that they came to an agreement that Dean is going to be staying, and I hope that this turns into an angle of the Shield win or lose. Damien said, are y'all doing a review of wrestling this week or no? Not too much. The only thing that we could talk about a little bit at the end is Triple H's promo. To me, that was kind of the Triple H Batista thing is very interesting. But you can always hit us up on Twitter, and I'll talk with you about that because, yeah. But okay, I think the Shield are gonna win, but I think Dean Ambrose turns on Roman again and sets up a Dean versus Roman at WrestleMania. And I think the stipulation is if Roman wins, Dean has to stay.
And then you book it that way. If he does decide to leave, then you could just book it where he wins.
Yeah.
And that's a big win on his way out too. Ooh.
Right. I think
Ooh. They give him that?
It would be interesting. That's what I'm saying. So I'm hoping that they already came to an agreement that he's going to stay, and that Roman will beat him at Mania, and that they basically just beat the ever-living crap out of each other. Or they could go the way of Dean wins, but then changes his mind, gets on the mic at Mania and says, you know what, I'm staying. I just went to war with my brother, and I don't want to miss out on another opportunity. Kind of have a heartwarming moment at Mania.
And honestly, with some of the storylines they've been doing, they could do something that's kind of a little fourth wall like that, and it could be really good.
That's what I'm saying. So obviously they'd have to know that Dean was coming back before doing that. But Damien says, I'm hearing Roman versus Corbin. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
That's what I'm hearing as well, but I don't know.
And they could just do Dean against Drew McIntyre at Mania too, and just have them beat the ever-living crap out of each other. They'd probably like it. Give them a hardcore match.
We need Drew to have something big. So if hopefully he transfers to SmackDown.
Hopefully Drew and some other people go to SmackDown, and some of the SmackDown tag teams come over to Raw.
I'd like to see Drew and Daniel Bryan kind of be the top guys that switch.
That'd be cool.
I think that'd be a good move.
Yeah. Anyway, that will do for this week. Once again we're going to the NXT tapings next Wednesday, and that's on my spring break, so I'm hyped. Is it this upcoming Wednesday, the 13th? It is, right?
Yeah, 13th.
Yeah.
So right before my spring break. But yeah, I've got jury duty on Monday. Have either of you guys been called in for jury duty?
Negativo.
One time, but it was I was called out.
Oh, you did the whole call up the night before and you didn't have to go?
Yep.
Yeah, that's how mine is too. So I don't even know if I have to go to work on Monday or not. I had to stay after and write substitute plans for my class for Monday. I was there till 10 p.m. last night after our chorus event. So I was there till 10. And yeah,
People who don't know that ends up being like a 16-hour day there, man.
yeah, I was there from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Or actually, I got there a little early. It was like quarter of 8, but we'll say 8 to 10. So nice little 14-hour day.
14 hours, yeah.
Me and Brady got the same spring break. Dude, Damien, you coming down to Florida? If you guys are ever in the Orlando area, you let me know, man. I'll meet up. Charlie and I will hit you up with pizza. We'll go to Lazy Moon over UCF area. Let's go.
There you go. The goods.
Charlie, what are you doing the rest of the day, man? You working tonight?
I am, sir. The working stuff. However, I did get tomorrow off.
Oh,
okay. Maybe later. I got to go to the Strawberry Festival with the girl.
Nice.
So if you're hitting up the Orlando Strawberry Festival tomorrow, you let me know.
There we go.
All right. Oh, Damien says I live over in Tampa. That's right. I forgot about that. Over in my dad's neck of the woods. I'll be over there at some point, Damien. Anyway, make sure to like and subscribe. Click that bell so you know when we go live. Ding. Until next time, guys. See ya.